Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel on this early Friday morning. So yeah, it's a big Friday. We have the end of month coming. We have the end of quarterlies coming. So I do expect some volatility today, and it's really hard to gauge what's going to happen, whether it's going to be up, down for Bitcoin. Bitcoin in the last week has just been incredibly volatile. Hasn't really respected the TA as much as it has the rest of the year. I feel like all year round, the TA has been respected time and time again. But in the last week or two, it's been kind of hard to gauge Bitcoin. It's done some very interesting things. Last night, Ethereum also kind of got into it with where it went on this big, massive run last night after the traditional markets closed, and then gave it all back. I'm trying to find where that was. I think it was up here, right here, where it went up to 1350, and then just gave it all right back in like the next, literally like 3 minutes. So this was all like we could have seen all this in the 3 minute chart. If you look at it, you could see it all playing out. There it is last night. You see that all the way up, and then just gave it right back. So this all happened from here to all the way down there in less than like 12 minutes. Those are 4 3 minute candles. So it's just been incredibly volatile, and a good time to just kind of play very small scalp trades, and more than anything just watch, because it's just really hard to gauge things. But a couple things to note as far as news items. PCE index numbers came in for August, and they were a little bit above expectation. Not good, not what we wanted to see, but this is a very good tweet here where they broke it down. 8.6%, right? So prices for services went up 5%. For food, 12.4%. And for energy, 25%. 25%. And keep in mind that the Biden administration is just digging into those reserves. And they said that they were going to start buying back, I think, below $80 a barrel, I think it was. And it went underneath that number for like 4 days straight, and they haven't bought any back. So I don't know. They're not doing what they said they're going to do either. So yeah, not good at all. So the Fed's going to look at this, and yeah, so come November 1st, we're looking at 75 basis points most likely. Again, we're a whole, 32 days away from November 1st, or 31 days. So anything can change, but not good. And then as far as big news items today, I mean, not a lot. I mean, it's just been very interesting to see Bitcoin clings to 19K as August inflation is stronger than expected. So the NASDAQ right now is down just a little bit for the day. It had a horrible night session last night, but then it kind of came back in the after hours. And it's just kind of clinging on. But one thing to note is that one thing that we've seen pretty consistently in this bear market is that with the traditional markets, specifically the NASDAQ, as these big funds are kind of balancing their books, you have seen some pretty strong Fridays happen, for example, in the NASDAQ in the last few months. So that could happen again. We will see, especially with this being not just the end of month, but the end of quarter. So don't be surprised if you see some random positive price action for Bitcoin and for the NASDAQ. The Dixie, which looks like it's primed, looks like it just found a little retracement bottom, then it's going to be primed to go up some more. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with the Dixie over the next week or so. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard on this time frame to see if there's a trend there. But yeah, I may have broken it. Who knows? We'll see. But the Dixie will most likely just keep continuing its run up there. Now we do know that the UK is turning on the money printer. Germany's now going to turn on the money printer. So we'll see how this affects the Dixie. But as we look at the 1 week that I've been showing pretty much almost every video, it just seems like there's no reason technically for it to reach 121 again. There just isn't. But let's see if all these other central banks start turning on their money printers. We will see what happens. But then, there's going to be pain to be felt for these countries and for their currency. And what have we talked about? Bitcoin is a hedge against the fact that we can't trust governments. Governments are going to continue to debase their currency over and over again. They've done it consistently. We keep electing these officials based on these stupid popularity contests. And so we're not electing the smartest and the brightest. So these people that were elected via popularity contest are the ones dictating our economic and financial activity, which is really scary. And it's why you see all these different governments where they are with their currency. So this is why it's so important for Bitcoin to always hold some Bitcoin because it's a very young asset. It's only been around for what, like 9 years or something like that. And we just know that in time, I think it's gonna very possibly turn into the greatest hedge against the fact that we can't trust our governments. We just can't. You can't trust central bankers. You can't trust them. They're just gonna act on what's best for them, not what's best for us. So, what is going to happen to Bitcoin moving forward? Again, it's been very volatile. It's been really hard to gauge Bitcoin and Ethereum the last couple of weeks, which has been surprising because it's been so easy to predict what it was going to do basically most of the year. But right now in the short term, I'm just going to kind of wait and see. If I had to guess what Bitcoin will do, as far as super short term going into the end of the week and the weekend, I mean, it the indicators aren't telling us a whole lot. Oh, and again, someone asked me why I don't use the EMAs that much. I used to. I use it. If you watch my videos from a few months ago, I used to always talk about EMAs. But right now that we are in a state of quantitative tightening versus quantitative easing, I feel that certain indicators can't be trusted, and I think that the EMAs, everything, their data that they hold is also based on data that was acquired month and month and month and month under quantitative easing. So if most traders are going to use metrics that were based on quantitative easing right now during quantitative tightening, I feel I'm going to have an edge as a trader if I don't do that. So that's why I haven't been talking about EMAs that much in the last couple months, because I think one of my edges as a trader is going to be that. And look, guys, we're not holding hands singing kumbaya. When you're trading, it's basically financial warfare. No different than all these currencies are basically, in financial warfare against each other. What happened with the British pound earlier in the week, and as it was dropping, and the U.S. dollar was rising. Again, it's a form of financial warfare. So you got to keep those things in mind. So anything that you can do that gives you an edge, you should do it. So that's why I haven't been talking about EMAs, because I feel like they're not going to be the most optimal for traders. So we've been talking about ETC for a bit as well. One of the most overhyped, FOMO-ridden runs, all the way here from $12 all the way up to 41. We shorted the crap out of it. It's still in that channel. It looks like it's starting to kind of form a little bottom here, maybe like a little cup. And I'm seeing that with a lot of different assets. What they're kind of doing that. Look at EOS. It looks very, very similar. Near starting to form another one. Oh, by the way, Near is one of the very few assets, that and Ethereum, that I am starting to DCA into. Do I still think that we're going to see more down? Of course, and that the market's going to keep dropping just a little bit. I'm just DCing a little bit into some of these assets, just in case, because what happens, what if this narrative of Bitcoin being a nice hedge against all these other assets starts playing out more and more. So even though I still think that we haven't seen a bottom, I am starting to DCA just a little into assets like Near and Ethereum. But the point I was trying to make is that with a lot of these different assets, you are starting to see that. I mean, XRP is a little different. We can talk about that in a second. So I do feel like with alt showing a little bit of strength here, while the traditional markets have done so poorly, makes me wonder if we're going to have a little run up pretty soon. Now, will that run up take BTC to like 20K? And then it just tanks again as it hits that level of resistance of 19,900. So again, just to keep things very simple, if Bitcoin can get over 19,900, retest it and stay there on a daily time frame, for any kind of consistency, I think you can then become bullish short term. But it just hasn't been able to do this. I know some of you are thinking, well, did that? Well, no, it didn't close. You see? Earlier this week when it did this up there, yeah, it went up all the way up to 20,400-ish, I think it was. But look at that. It was just a wick. That is weakness. That just showed that the bears are still very much in control. So it didn't hold there. What we need to see Bitcoin do is stay above 19,900 on the daily, and then retest it. And if it can do that, then I would then become bullish short term, and then let's see, what the indicators tell us and how high it could go. But if it can't do that, you just have to stay all sorts of bearish. I mean, it's just that simple. Like if you want to keep it really simple, that's it. So I'll keep making this, rectangle, keep shifting it to the right as we need to, but that's just basically where I stand. And I know that many are thinking that they see certain things. You can make a argument that after this bottom right here of 18.1, We've seen nothing but higher lows for the most part, but no, I mean, we've seen nothing but lower highs, really. I mean, this wick right here is higher than the wick that we saw on the 21st. But again, there's not enough reason to be a bull here. There just isn't. You're reaching, in my opinion. But if you want to start DCAing, because you're looking at Bitcoin long term, you have your plan where you put X amount into BTC, in Ethereum, and then all weekly or bi-weekly, whatever, can hit you at these levels because the next bull run is going to be crazy. I really do think that. Ethereum, nothing's really changed. Again, it's showing some strength right now. Oh wait, this is the 3 minute. It's showing some decent strength right now as far as like, just kind of ranging and not really dropping too low, despite the craziness we saw with the traditional markets the last couple days. But at the end of the day, with Ethereum, there's just so much resistance up. I mean, this what is it? This 500 week EMA, it's been having a hard time with it. And now under quantitative tightening, it's going to have an even bigger problem with it. So we talked about that already. But what I see here for Ethereum is, Bitcoin can run up. We will go all the way up here and test 1421. And I would very much expect to see Ethereum get rejected at 1421. And that's assuming it can get, over this last high of 1401. If it runs, this weekend here and then starts tailing off and, prints a lower high than this one of what was it, 1401? No, 1400, right even. Then yeah, it's just an easy spot to short over the next few days. But we'll see what happens. Let's see how far I could run up, assuming it can run up. So a lot of wait and see, but I'm just trying to set myself up for easy trades. I don't have to guess so much. So just let the indicators make the trade for us. Let the trade come to us. We've been doing this all year and it's worked out great. You don't have to be the smartest guy or lady in the room to trade efficiently and optimally if you're letting the trades come to you. So Luncy, I've been shorting the heck out of it. It's been a beautiful thing. This asset has just been so beautiful to short it for it seems like a good month now or more. So grateful that these crazy runs happen because we've been crushing these shorts. And yeah, it's I talked about it. I have I've been posting charts on Yabonx's Discord. He has a channel called TA. Feel free to go in there and mix it in with us. He just opened it up for anyone to post on there. But I stated last night, I actually showed this channel right here and said, look, it's about to break out of it. I refuse to long this crap situation with this BS narrative that the burn rate's going to do anything to price action anytime soon. The math's been done. It's going to take like 10 years for it to affect the price action. So all these people, shame on them on YouTube, on Twitter, saying, "Hey, buy Luncy now." It's the burn rate's going to be, shame on them because we're going to end up here soon enough, down here at 3 zeros 18. Just watch. It's only a matter of time. It may take a while because there's so much dumb money out there that doesn't realize the facts and the math behind it. But it's going to be down there. So shame on all those YouTubers because they're basically just going to create people to lose money on a dumb investment. But I'll get off my, I'll stop ranting about it. But so bottom line, it did what we thought it was going to do. It gave some back already. I missed that. I was unfortunately not in front of the charts when all that happened. I would have definitely taken that small scalp trade right there for like an easy 5% gain at least, depending on where I got in. I probably would have got it in right here when it started showing weakness in the next 2-hour candle. But yeah, let's see what happens now here. Now, if these next couple of 2-hour candles don't get up as high as 31,017 with the 3 zeros in front of it, then yeah, I think this will present another easy short and it'll probably test somewhere down this channel. I'll just keep drawing this channel. It'll probably test it again. But let's wait and see. It would not shock me if this candle or the next one on the 2-hour showed some strength. Here, let's see one more thing. Yeah, I mean, we're still just in the second 4-hour candle that already dropped all the way down to like a little bit over 30,000. Yeah, it's still not done here. So I don't want to be premature about things and open up a gosh, my video is already 14 minutes long. I don't want to be premature and open up a short just yet. I want to wait and see because it may still have a little bit more room to go. We'll see how the next candle looks, but we still have 2 hours till this 4-hour candle closes. So By the time we get the data we need, it may be a little too late, but we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Again, I'm just trying to make the trades come easy to me, especially when it's the end of quarter, end of month. Craziness, volatility tends to happen, and I like to be more cautious. Let's see which. It seems like most on the day, most of these assets are green, just because the last few days have been pretty bad. XRP definitely doing things. Look at that huge candle yesterday because of the big news. Big news. So it looks like the SEC did not get what they want. Ha ha ha. Charlie, what is it? Geisler, or whatever your name is. Screw off. That guy's just bad news. Yeah, so it's interesting to gauge XRP now. I don't know. I think we shorted it, what was it, last week, early in the week, for a very small profit because we kind of felt like this news was coming. But look, that big news came and it wasn't even able to basically paint a higher high than the one from just the rumors that the news is going to come. So, yeah, again, buy the rumors, sell the news. So true. So yeah, I guess I wouldn't hate shorting XRP right now. I really wouldn't. And then I just feel like it's going to be pulled like a magnet down to 32 cents eventually again if this macro stays the way it is. So yeah, now that I think about it, you see, I'm so glad I do these videos. It forces me to look at charts more closely, or more charts than I usually look at. I wouldn't hate a short right here, actually. Um, yeah, I mean, someone I guess could say, man, that could be a cup and handle, and I don't know, but no. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with XRP, but it's looking at the volume. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate a short right here. I really don't. And I haven't done my research with XRP. Like, I think I like fully. I think yesterday I looked at it and realized that it has 50% only of its supply circulating after all these years. Yeah, there it is. 50% of its circulating supply. After all these years, how is it only at 50%? Mind-boggling. And then I was taking a look at UFO real quick. Again, UFO is one that I've talked about plenty. At some point when we feel pretty confident that the market bottomed, this is going to be a great asset to hold a bunch of, because I think this is how you get your 25, 30, 50 X's. I want to see another zero here. Okay, so this, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. I want to see a sixth zero. And then I'll start DCAing into it, hold it till the next bull run, or through the next bull run. And I just love it. I love the fact that their circulating supply is at 100%. They have all sorts of burn mechanisms into it. They have huge marketing. Just keep an eye on UFO, but don't buy it yet. Don't buy it yet. This bear market's going to be a while. Why am I so confident that the bear market's going to stay for a while? Because we've never in history seen a situation where a new bull market started while the Fed is under the umbrella of quantitative tightening and raising rates. And that's where we are right now. And with those PCE numbers that came in, you can rest assured that we'll be under that in November as well, and probably December as well. So if we still have another 3 more months, right, with October, November, December, where we know that we're going to have quantitative tightening for sure, and on top of that, they're going to be raising rates, how is the bull market going to start there? Highly unlikely. So that's why I'm still not doing that. But I just, but the reason why I started DCing into Ethereum, into like an asset like Near, is just to cover myself just a little bit. Nothing crazy. I think I bought 255 Near tokens yesterday, so nothing crazy, not a lot. But in Ethereum, I'm just going to keep adding to it. I already had some. I'll always have some, and I think Ethereum's going to thoroughly outperform Bitcoin in the next few years because of the fact that its issuance has dropped so much. So I think that's about it for today. I did not mean to make a 19-minute video, but I hope this helps, and I'll see you this weekend. Take care.